Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The first phase of Muscat International Airport project is inaugurated, including the new runway, monitoring tower and meteorology and air navigation complex. Draft laws between the state and shura councils and the coordination on legislative and monitoring work top the joint meeting between the two councils. And Office of Environmental Preservation of Diwan of the Royal Court launches Arabian Leopard in the Sultanate of Oman book. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has received a cable of thanks from His Excellency President Ilham Aliyev of Azerbaijan in reply to His Majesty's cable of greetings on his country's independence anniversary. The Ministry of Transport and Communications inaugurated the first phase of the project of Muscat International Airport. It includes the new runway and monitoring tower, as well as a meteorology and air navigation complex, in addition to the premises of the Public Authority for Civil Aviation and the road connecting Sultan Qaboos Street with November the 18th Street. 12 new buildings were also opened, namely Air Movement Complex, which enables air traffic monitors to observe the Sultanate's airspace. They also comprised Emergency and Training Centre, Information Centre building and stations for launching weather measurements, balloons, fire extinguisher and sea rescue and other necessary buildings. It was launched by His Excellency General Sultan bin Mohammed Al Nomani, Minister of Royal Office. On the sideline of the inauguration of the first phase of Muscat International Airport, His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al Futaisi, Minister of Transport and Communications, said that the activities carried out in the project until now reached almost 700 million Omani riyals, indicating that they are the important infrastructure elements besides electricity plants and condensation units. He also stressed that all airport works are expected to be completed by 2016. Within its expansion plans and opening of new air routes to increase operational revenue, Oman Air opened its latest route to Jakarta. It will use the latest planes entered in the service in Oman Air at a rate of 4 journeys a week, and next month it will be daily. It is the 45th destination launched by the Omani National Transporter. The direct line will be a support for social, commercial and cultural communications. Importance of providing interpretation and clarification, a memoranda of draft laws which are referred to the state and shura councils in order for members to study them in detail prior to be tabled in the ordinary sessions, were top points raised up by the members of state and shura councils at the joint meeting, which was held between officers of the two councils at the premises of the Council of Oman. They dwelt on importance of putting the local society aware of articles of laws. The meeting also discussed ways of joint coordination in that related to legislative and monitoring work, besides acquainting the attendees with the Sultanate's initiatives of setting up Parliamentary Training Centre at the Council of Oman and its future programmes and plans. The meeting was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfouz Al-Manthri, Chairman of the State Council, in the presence of His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal Al-Ma'wali, Chairman of Shura Council, and Honourable and Excellencies members of offices and state and shura councils and secretaries general. Office of Environmental Preservation of Diwan of the Royal Court launched a book, Arabian Leopard in the Sultanate of Oman, by Andrew Bulletin and Hadi bin Musallam al-Hakmani. The book is based on field studies taking into account scientific principles related to life of Arabian leopard in its natural habitat in the Governorate of the Far. The book also contained pictures of mammals that lived with the Arabian leopard side by side. The book in its Arabic and English versions will be a reference for scientists and enthusiasts of environmental preservation, as it is considered a unique documentation of the availability of more than one kind of big cats which are exposed to danger of extinction. Sultanate's military attaché in New Delhi, India, held a reception ceremony on the occasion of the Armed Forces Day. It was attended by Sheikh Hamad bin Saif al-Rawahi, Sultanate's accredited ambassador to India, a number of commanders and senior officers of Indian armed forces, as well as a number of Arab ambassadors, military attachés, members of diplomatic corps of Arab, Islamic and foreign countries, a number of officials at the Indian Foreign Ministry, businessmen, members of Omani diplomatic mission and officers from Sultan's armed forces also attended. Still to come in our news bulletin. Craft Industries and Family Products exhibition in the Wilaya of Wadi Bani Khalid is held to confirm the continued support by governmental, private and association bodies. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. In order to enrich the role of youth in society and occupy their energy in the completion of the comprehensive development requirements, the event of the 6th version of Muscat Youth Summit was inaugurated at the Governorate of Dhafar. The summit, which was organized by the Public Authority for Investment, Promotion and Export Development, witnessed a participation of 100 male and female students from various colleges and universities in the Sultanate. The summit focused on youth energy and thoughts in projects at tourism sector, in addition to attract them towards benefiting from opportunities provided by the sector and establish commercial projects. Students participated this year under the supervision of specialists from inside the Sultanate, European countries and South America, before the challenge of proving efficiency and occupy talents throughout 8 groups distributed in 7 youth work projects, namely Project of Promotion Campaign Discover Salalah, Project of Promoting Travel and Tourism Sector for Youth, Project of Designing Low-Cost, Eco-Friendly Residential Areas, and Project of Tourism Adventure Activities.
And everyone has WhatsApp. Yes. Would you mind? That requires creativity and art, but because I really book, it was a beautiful.
A training program which was organized by public prosecution discussed ways of dealing with issues that disturbed public order, with the aim to table a host of matters including principles and practices that preserved public order in the 21st century, as a general view on main challenges that face security, police forces and public prosecution in maintaining security and applying supremacy of the law in that related to juveniles. The program was held under the auspices of Honorable Sheikh Dr. Khalifa bin Mohammed Al-Hadrami, Vice Chairman of the Supreme Court. Discussion of ways of strengthening judicial cooperation between the Sultanate and the United Arab Emirates was at the core of talks of His Excellency Councillor Yusuf Saeed Al-Abri, Procurator of Judicial Department of the United Arab Emirates, when he met with His Excellency Hussein bin Ali Hilali, Attorney General, and his delegation. They also discussed practical stage public prosecution, went through mechanisms of existing cooperation and other litigation entities. They also discussed mechanisms of employing judicial and administrative cadres and ways of overcoming hurdles that face these aspects, besides other tabled matters. Due to continuous decrease of global oil prices, declines in Muscat securities markets continued. The market closed its first weekly sessions losing 138 points after investors traded more than 25 million shares. Your Health is Our Concern, a title for the 5th Health Week activities organised by Directorate General of Health Services at Hajirmat Health Centre in the Governorate of Dhahra. It contained illustrations of health works during the year 2014, besides a stage performance on taking care of the elderly and other artistic and heritage shows. The Health Week aimed to acquaint with good health practices which prevent diseases and coincided with a health exhibition to serve individuals, families and society. Holy Quran memorization contest for 1435 Hijrah was concluded in the Wilaya of Al-Rostak. A ceremony was held to honour more than 120 winners in different levels. This year's contest witnessed a wide participation that reflected the attention paid to the Holy Quran in terms of memorizing and reciting it. A national literary evening entitled The Glorious Oman was organised in the Wilaya of Hamra, rejoicing the 44th Glorious National Day. Various shows were displayed during the event expressing love and loyalty to His Majesty Sultan Qaboos. A book called The Day was also launched by the author Rashid bin Abdullah Al-Alwi, which talks about the March of the Blessed Renaissance. At the end, participants, supporters and organisers of the event were honoured. In the village of Al-Ghafat in the Wilaya of Bahla, a celebration evening was held to express allegiance and gratitude for His Majesty Sultan Qaboos and to join the 44th Glorious National Day celebrations across the country. The ceremony, which was presided over by His Highness Sayyid Mohammed bin Thuwaini bin Shihab Al Saeed, witnessed a huge attendance from members of the society, including men, women and children, cheering sincere greetings and best wishes to His Majesty the beloved leader, praying to Almighty Allah to protect His Majesty as the guardian of this country and its people. It included various activities, namely traditional arts and poetic sessions, in addition to various plays performed by the youth. Coinciding with the 44th Glorious National Day celebrations, a traditional arts festival was held in the Wilaya of Dabba at the Governorate of Musandam. The festival, which was organised by the Ministry of Tourism, witnessed a wide attendance from citizens of the Wilaya. The event included many activities and shows where the participants performed many traditional dances and singing arts. The participants expressed feelings of loyalty and gratitude to the builder of Oman's Renaissance, His Majesty the Sultan. They prayed to Almighty Allah to protect His Majesty and the Sultan and return him safe to the Sultanate. Craft, Industries and Family Products exhibition in the Wilaya of Wadi Bani Khalid was held to confirm the continued support by governmental, private and association bodies. The exhibition, which came to develop this sector, included a number of handicrafts made by Omani female and male hand workers. The participants expressed that such exhibitions are a good opportunity for them to promote their products in this field. Now for the general weather forecast. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning over parts of the governorates of South Sharqiya, Worcester and the northern parts of the governorate of the Far. Winds will be north to northeasterly light to moderate along the sea coast of Oman, and along the rest of the Sultanate it will be easterly to southeasterly light to moderate. Seas will be moderate along the coasts of the Sea of Oman and the Governorate of Musandam, with a maximum wave height of 1.5 metres. Along the rest of the coast it will be moderate to rough, with a maximum wave height of 2.5 metres. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The first phase of Muscat International Airport project is inaugurated, including the new runway, monitoring tower and meteorology and air navigation complex. Law projects between the State and Shura Council and the coordination on legislative and monitoring work top the joint meeting between the two councils. And Office of Environmental Preservation of Diwan of the Royal Court launches a book, Arabian Leopard in the Sultanate of Oman. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.